In this video, I'm reading a section from Annihilation of Caste where Dr. Ambedkar is stressing the need and importance of social reform before there can be economic reform. Very specifically, he is asking this question: can the socialists ignore the problem arising out of the social order? Social order namely being the Indian caste system. Socialists of India, following their fellows in Europe, are seeking to apply the economic interpretation of history to the facts of India. They propound that man is an economic creature, that his activities and aspirations are bound by economic facts, that property is the only source of power. They therefore preach that political and social reforms are but gigantic illusions, and that economic reform by equalization of property must have precedence over every other kind of reform. Dr. Ambedkar takes issue to this line of thinking and asks this question: can we accept that economic power is the only kind of power? If so, why do millionaires in India obey penniless sadhus and fakirs? Why do millions of paupers in India sell their trifling trinkets which constitute their only wealth and go to Banaras and Makkah? That religion is a source of power is illustrated by the history of India, where priests hold a sway over the common man, often greater than the magistrate, where even such things as strikes and elections so easily take a religious turn and can so easily be given a religious twist. Therefore, it must be accepted that religion, social status, and property are all sources of power and authority which one man has to control the liberty of another. One is predominant at one stage, another is predominant at a different stage. That is the only difference. If in fact liberty is the ideal, if liberty means the destruction of the dominion which one man holds over another, then obviously it cannot be insisted upon that economic reform must be the one kind of reform worthy of pursuit. If the source of power and dominion is at any given time or in any given society social and religious, then social reform and religious reform must be accepted as the necessary sort of reform. Having made his case for social and religious reform before there can be economic reform in India, Dr. Ambedkar presents two specific questions to the socialists of India. The first question he asks the socialists is how they will go about mobilizing the poor to revolt against the rich. He contends that the divisions within the poor, because of caste and creed, are so strong that they will not band together to fight against the rich. So that's the first problem that the socialists will have. They can never mobilize the poor against the rich. The second question that Dr. Ambedkar asks is, if in fact, even if by a freak of accident, if they do achieve revolution, how will they then grapple the problem of social status after the fact? So they still have to tackle caste and creed and low and high, pure and unclean after the fact. So socialists have to deal with this problem to even achieve a revolution. And if we do accept that they will achieve the revolution, they still have to accept the fact that they'll have to clean up Indian social order after the fact. So turn whichever way, socialists have to deal with the social problem of India, which is namely caste system. Now, some folks in present-day India contend that poverty has no caste, everybody is poor, everybody is rich, and they cite exceptions of where the privileged caste people are poor and some untouchables are rich and have made decent money in their life. To them, I ask, are exceptions what present a true figure of the society? Shouldn't we actually look at the general population and see where things fall to understand if actually caste does not play any bearing on the economic status of a person? And to this I actually recommend reading a book called Hindu Hegemony by Dr. V. Shanmugam. And in the sense of how to take a section of society and see how economic status is impacted by castes, we can look at a study that was done in the slums of Mysore. In this study, in this slums of Mysore, which would be representative of every other slum in a different city, no upper castes were found in these slums. Nobody from the Brahmin caste, nobody from the Vaishyas or the Kshatriyas. The only people who were found in these slums were SCs, about 74%, STs, Adivasis and tribals, about 10%, Muslims, about 9%, and some kind of backward castes at 7%. So this shows that privileged castes are never so poor that they have to be in the slums. So there is a direct relation between the caste you are in and your economic status.